Hello everybody and welcome back to the Namdong Asiad Stadium here in Korea. It's day one of the men's Olympic qualifier. Who will be going to Tokyo 2020? The winner of this tournament, they'll be going straight in. We've had one round of pools this morning. Pool A standings, the opening game there, Malaysia getting over Chinese Taipei. Game of the morning, really 7 tries, 26 points to 19. Hong Kong yet to take the field. They'll be up soon against Malaysia. And in Pool B, the Philippines got over Singapore in another entertaining match. 3 tries to 2, and China, they will be into the fray against Singapore very soon indeed. And in the final pool, Pool C, Korea perhaps a little unconvincing, but they did manage to put up their 3 tries. They're underway here at home against Afghanistan, who gave it all but couldn't get off the mark so far. A very colourful, exciting team. Great having them with us here at the tournament. And we're standing by now for match 4 today. It's going to be this fixture in Pool C versus Sri Lanka and Afghanistan. And Sri Lanka, well, they're going to have to watch themselves here. They are skippered by number 3, Dansha Dayan. They've got some real speed. Kevin Dixon in 7. He is an absolute speedster. Reza in 11. And looking on the bench there, they've got real pace. A lot of their tries coming from their own half of the field. Breakout tries. Afghanistan, well, look at all the slow man kills there. There's 5 of them in the squad. 4 brothers and a cousin, making up pretty much half of the squad. Couldn't get underway, but they like to take on the defensive line. They're very aggressive. A lot of these fellas have played rugby league, and they've been thrown together for this event. As they come out onto the field, I welcome in co-commentator Jed Thine.
Thanks, Boozer. And, well, what a treat it was this morning. I really enjoyed it, the opening 3 games. And I'll tell you what, we saw some great skills. We saw almost error-free rugby. We saw a lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm. And isn't it fantastic when you think about it? The spread of these teams, from Afghanistan to Sri Lanka to here in Korea, China. It's just, well, it's remarkable to be involved.
And this man enjoying his involvement from Hong Kong, Matthew Rodden, a very dubious looking slug on his top lip.
Well, it's terrible. Let's be honest.
And luckily it's for charity. I'm sure his mother's watching.
Well, it's magnificent. Let's be honest.
So we've had 3 games this morning, and we've had an hour and a half break. That's the pattern for today. Teams cooling down, and they're not getting back on the buses, heading back to the hotel. They're hanging around here. It's nice and cool here in Korea. It was rather crisp this morning. The field was very dewy indeed. It's starting to dry off in the Korean sun. It's midday here now at noon, and hopefully we'll see some good rugby. Best players slipping over as we get our first set piece of this match. Afghanistan will have the scrum feed. Can they put some pressure on here? Accumulate some pressure up against Sri Lanka, who are a team that finished 4th in this season's Asia Rugby 7 series, but they haven't reached the same heights of 2018. Let's have a look here. It's in and out quick through Sabir, slow man kill. Here is one of the stars, Zakir, slow man kill, takes on the defensive line. This is the man that's played NRL football, ladies and gentlemen. He's a professional, and that's a good run from him. Finally taken by Chatura into the Sri Lankan half. Rodden's got the arm out. Oh, a bit of slip there. It's Abdullah Gazang. Maybe still a little bit dewy on the surface. There's Mustafa. He plays in Sweden. Look at this now. Abdul Bari Gazang. He throws it inside. They might get a line out of this. Did that come off a Sri Lankan? Good stuff. Good opening by Afghanistan.
This is a really important fixture for Sri Lanka, and it's absolutely vital that they get themselves away to a positive start. But Afghanistan are going to be spearheaded by their star player. And we know on defence they're fairly well ordered, Afghanistan. Sri Lanka will have to pull out some fairly serious tricks if they think they're going to go through. They've obviously got the ability to go around. First of all, they've got to try and get the ball.
Big wide passes. This is Omar. Slow man Curly takes him on. Tries to get the last pass. That could have been a try opportunity. There's still one on here perhaps. Yes, they go over. Abdul Bari Gazang and Afghanistan are in for their first of the tournament. And a bit of a shocker for Sri Lanka. Straight from the set piece. And it took a bit of muscle in the end. But how happy will he be with his first try of the tournament?
You've hit the nail on the head there, Booz. It's muscle, and I think Afghanistan are a bit of a surprise package for Sri Lanka in terms of physicality. Because a lot of these, well, all of them pretty much would have run around on the rugby fields of New Zealand and Australia trying to avoid Polynesians. So they'll be quite used to the impact, and they'll be welcoming it. We saw them sort out a few of the South Koreans early on. Sri Lanka, they need to get the ball, but they need to be aware that if they become targets, they'll get knocked down by these blokes.
So the kick was awry, so it's 5-0. That's a good restart. Yes, they've taken that, and they've got the ball back through the big man, Sabir Slowman Kilt. And if they can just hold possession here, they'll trouble anyone. Here they go again, Omar. He's isolated, he's trying to pop it up. There's no one there, and he gets pickpocketed by Reza. Good bit of pilfering by him. And sigh of relief there from Sri Lankan fans. Go down 2 tries early on in this game. Now, they look to find some space for their speedsters. Going to ground is Jason. Danger man in his own right. These are good, nice passes out front. Kevin Dixon. Is that the final pass? Oh, and he's just had it spilled. Here we go. Away goes Omar Slowman Kilt. Throws in the big speculator to Sabir Slowman Kilt. And he's just lost control of that ball there. A little bit sloppy. He's the biggest scrum half in the game, you've got to say. Sabir Slowman Kilt. So a little bit untidy. Both teams with an opportunity there to put a try on and not finished.
Just looking to see. It's exciting to see, and it'll be interesting to see where Sri Lanka go here, and if they can respond. They need to settle down and just use the ball, start using their patterns. They would have been, well, they are, as we know, pretty well coached. It's just how they deal with the pressure out there being created by Afghanistan. They're throwing a really strong pitcher out.
Up to the 5-minute mark now. Sri Lanka. Well, there's some numbers out here. Here's Kevin Dixon. Look at this man go. He's got lightning in those boots. He's knocked it on. So a little, not unforced. They are forced errors. Defensive line holding its shape there as we look at Zakir Slowmankil. This man gets going. He is absolutely dangerous.
Well, he was saying over dinner last night, there was a couple of these boys who have only just come to the game. Skills are still a little bit questionable, but I don't think you can cross them in terms of courage.
They've got that out nice and quick. That's the way they want to play the scrums. And here's Zakir. There's a lot of Afghanistanis on the floor there, 3 of them on the floor, and that's just a little inexperience exposing the ball, and luckily for them it's been knocked on once more by Sri Lanka. Matt Lee, the coach, is going to be spewing about this. 3 chances, 3 knock-ons. They can't build any momentum here, coming up to the halfway mark. Line out on the 22. We're in the last minute now. A try here would be absolutely marvellous and warmly welcomed by the fans of Afghanistan.
Possibly not the start that Sri Lanka were looking for in this opening half, but they've warmed up nicely to the task, Afghanistan.
would have to expect Sri Lanka to have the superior conditioning and fitness. Just togetherness, time together, and that's gone wrong, hasn't it, at the front? So miscommunication. Sri Lanka really want to get something here. If they get on the outside, they've got the gas to finish from anywhere, and that's exactly what they look. Oh, the last tackle falls off. Sachi Silva coasts around under the posts, and they have indeed gone 80 metres. That's a blow for Afghanistan, but as is the way of Sri Lanka, they rely on some individuals, and Silva goes in for his first of the tournament.
Well, the strength of their plan is also the weakness of their plan, Sri Lanka, and unless they can get wide, they've got no interest of going up the middle. Afghanistan not marking the edge. Having a very small corridor, but that's all you need to let the wind blow through.
Half time, says Matt Rodden. The kick is over. There's Matt Turner. Some sort of life, some blood returning to his face. And they lead here, Afghanistan 7 points to 5. And here is that early try to Abdul Bari Ghazang. As a result of this scrum that went from side to side. Silva, the try scorer that time, unable to make the tackle here. So he's redeemed himself at the end of that first half with a try of his own. Look at the footwork from Kevin Dixon. He's a danger man. Sri Lanka are going to have to hope that he fires this weekend to have any show. Sri Lanka will face Korea. A clash, a Pool C clash later on today, 2:30 local time, which should decide Pool C. Tomorrow morning, we're into quarterfinals straight away at 10 a.m. local time. 9 does not fit into 8, of course, so this afternoon we'll have an 8th and 9th playoff to decide who will be the 8th quarterfinalist. On Facebook, asia.rugby. Follow us on Facebook, all divisions of rugby, Asia Rugby. Instagram, we're on Asia Rugby Live. And on Twitter, we are at Asia Rugby. Get involved, have your say. Give a shout out to some of these players, your friends, your family, players you support. It's the Olympics after all. Matt Rodden having a bit of a laugh there with Omar Slow-Mankil. Two men with Kiwi accents. Zakir, Slow-Mankil was telling us last night they moved to New Zealand as refugees. He was the age of 3 at the time. He played for Auckland Grammar first 15. That's not gone the distance, so another little error there from Sri Lanka, and that's about 4 or 5, Jed. They're going to be killing Matt Lee.
Yeah, it's not great, is it? And they shouldn't really be feeling a lot of pressure, Sri Lanka, but you know, decision made to play on, and maybe their mind's just not entirely on the job here. 7-5. To say I should be impartial. We're meant to be impartial, but I am warming to this Afghanistan team.
It has got to be the biggest scrum half in Asian rugby right now, as we see Sabir Slow-Mankil, and he's struggling to get that one under control. Here's Zakir. Here he goes. He straightens, gets out of one, gives it to another big man, Saia Slow-Mankil. They're going backwards. They're keeping possession. It's not tidy. The tackle just getting up a little high there. They get away with it this time. Pick and go off the back by Sabir Slow-Mankil. It's a family show, everybody. And they finally turn it over. Good bit of aerial work there from Zakir, but we'll come back for a scrum, Sri Lanka, and they'll want to get one on the board as soon as possible here and relieve a little bit of pressure, perhaps.
Well, he is a big man, isn't he? And he gave it the old get away from me earlier, as we just watched the end of that play. Well, there's nothing wrong with the old Periwipu factor. Grant adds a dimension and the close stuff.
That dimension is girth. Sri Lanka, job done. They've got the ball back. They won't mind going 50 metres. That's their specialty. Looking to get on the outside here. It's the try scorer. Shasi Silva, kick and go. Oh, he gets the bounce and takes a heavy hit from Abdullah Ghazang. What's going on here? No arms, perhaps?
No arms.
It's Mustafa on the ground. He lives in Sweden. He's had to come here from Sweden. Have a look at this.
Nice touch over the top. And, well, he was committed. There's no doubt about it. It's not a great technique, ladies and gentlemen. And referee Rodden only thinking about the safety of the players. It's pretty courageous stuff, though.
Didn't have much time to react, did he, at all? Here goes Sri Lanka up against 6. Surely they're about to finish off here with their speed. If they can just hold the ball. They've got the yips, as you'd say. Reza just losing his footing there. Wins the penalty. Kevin Dixon wants to get this and just go. You can almost hear that 2 minutes ticking away. They just need to be patient. Sri Lanka, Silva straightens. Cuts inside 2 or 3, throws out a loose one. They get the bouncer and they're queuing up. No shortage of numbers. They managed to hold the ball just long enough to get their second try.
Well played, Sri Lanka. Starting to calm down a bit now. They've worked the ball around there nicely. Look at that, 3 players in shot. Perhaps they're just starting to step away now on Afghanistan. There's a good angle to look at it. Pretty much says it all. Half the paddock wide open.
스리랑카의 12번 선수가 트라이를 성공하며 5점을 득점했습니다.
And second half is going to be the part of the game where Afghanistan, you'd imagine, struggles. They're just lacking some of the fitness and nicely thrown back in, dangerously though, and they've just given it back to Sri Lanka, who are going to dot down very quickly for try number 3. Well, he didn't want to be bundled over the line, so the big man's flung that inside, and it was dangerous, and it didn't come off, and skipper Tanshadayan goes in for his first. Just flicks it back there. Good work there off the ground there. Good vision, good skills by Sri Lanka. No troubles this time with handling the ball from right out wide. It's faded to the right, so 3 tries to 1. Afghanistan back to 7 players. Plenty of time here for either side. Afghanistan, they don't want to be the team that goes home after today. Whoever finishes in 9th spot today, that'll be them for the weekend. Just 3 games on day 1. They've come a long way for 3 games of sevens football. 2 minutes left. They need 2 scores near the posts. That's a good inside line. On the foot goes Omar Slow-Mankle, takes on the last 2 defenders. And Sudhakar Dikambura has done really well to rip it out of his hands. They've got the arm out. Very good work coming backwards at a rate of knots, and the one slick movement to strip it out. Very effective.
Well, great break. Outstanding break. And just harried, and great to see him go on with it though, even though he lost the ball. It's a great lesson for the young kids watching. It's not over until the ref blows the whistle. Play the whistle.
So that might have been the moment where Afghanistan needed to score to keep in the hunt here. Looks like he's okay. Omar Slomankil. Expect a big shove here from Afghanistan. They bring on another big man, Suleiman Jalili. For one of the bigger teams at this competition. Be up there. Look at that, they have indeed, but they've gone early. They can't do that. Now they're all behind the ball. And he's not 10 though. So the idea was right, the execution just wanting. Sri Lanka, can they close this one out now with a score? Tackles coming in, but the defensive line's starting to break up. They get on the gas and they're not going to catch him. And as soon as there's a sniff, Sri Lanka are away. This time it's Reza. And we've seen him score many tries on the series. Very talented, very quick, and they've put this one to bed here.
Yeah, ultimately they've prevailed. The lights are out on the Afghanistan dashboard. They are gassed. Sri Lanka just running themselves into a little bit of form. They'll be wanting to try and just build on this momentum as they head through the tournament. To me, it was always going to be a bit of a tricky one for Sri Lanka. They were never going to manhandle Afghanistan. They were going to have to soften them up somehow.
It's all about points now and trying to avoid 8th and 9th spot. I think they've got a destiny with that playoff later today though, Afghanistan, so every point they can get here is going to help to try and have a superior points difference to the other pool third place getters in the other pools, which are Pool A and B. Try here would be worth gold. They've got to stay in the field. It's loose on the floor. It's anybody's. Good desire from Sabir Slomankil. This is Saia Slomankil, and he goes straight down the guts. That's how the big man goes. They get him down. He gets back up, but he's howled, says Rodden. Didn't release. And there was a chance for a goal and 5 points gone. And they run straight and hard, Sri Lanka. And this won't be doing the points difference any favours for Afghanistan, but they've thrown it forward. Poor execution at the whistle there. And that's it, it's over. Well, some good tries in the end by Sri Lanka, Jed, but was it convincing enough? Have you got them in your cup semis after that performance?
No, I don't. It was a win. Yes, they did score some good tries, but no, it wasn't disciplined enough. And I really think there's a lot of road for those guys to travel if they're going to consider themselves a shot at the automatic entry for the games next year.
Okay, moving right along. We're going to get our first look at China for today. They're up against Singapore, who went down earlier today in a bit of a dogfight with the Philippines, 21 points to 12.